Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? And a happy new year to you. This is 2018. How was your New Year's Eve slash New Year's Day? What did you do? And how was Christmas as well? How was that for you? It's another start of a new year. Wow, where has the time gone? And it's almost a year since Barefoot Conversations has been on air, and it has been so good. It's been so great. I've had so many fantastic feedbacks, and I say thank you to each and every one of you who have really supported me in this journey. It's almost been a year. It's been ups and downs. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to be as consistent as I wanted to be, not because I didn't want to come on air anymore, it was just because other things had taken priority. Many of you know that I'm an entrepreneur with two businesses, and the first one is a youth organization called Music Relief Foundation, and that has really been, we've been so busy, especially towards the tail end of last year, and it's ongoing. So yes, hence the reason why I haven't been consistent on Barefoot Conversations. But as we move on in the new year, I will do my best to comment as much as I possibly can. Sometimes I may just do an ad hoc showing, so please do bear with me. But the message, the main thing is about the message. You get one of us. Today, on this morning, the 2nd of 18, what am I talking about today? I'm unique to make you unique. When I started 1 year, woo, I'm so excited. When I started last year, February, I talked about accent. I said, what about your accent? And the people are still talking about that because many people resonated with what I said. Because I talked about my own personal story when I came from my home country, Nigeria, to the UK, and being teased and bullied because of my accent. Even now, looking back all those years, 20 odd years later, I don't understand you because of your accent. But I just sound different. Why is that? Why should that be critical, the source of mockery? I don't get that. But then I put that to people being small-minded. But into identity makes you unique. So for many people who are still struggling with that whole accent thing, many people who are still struggling with who they are and accepting who they are or where they're from, this show is for you today. So let's get on to it. Many people I find who have come across them several times are so caught up in wanting to identify with a different place and forget their own place and forget that by so I'm from Nigeria. I love my home country, regardless of whatever. Every place has its issues and whatever. I'm come from Nigeria, from the southern Robo. So I come from Nigeria now. And I understand that we have so many different issues there. I've come from Nigeria. My parents brought me from Nigeria all those years ago as a young girl to the UK. And now in the UK, when I came in at that first 1 year, I wanted to go back. I said, oh, it's too cold. I want to go back and miss my friends and everything. But then you begin to acclimatize where you are. And so as I grew up, finishing primary school, going to secondary school, I didn't want to be identified as a Nigerian. I wanted to be identified as somebody else because it felt that if you were identified as a Nigerian, an outcast, you needed to be from a different ethnic group, and then that's when you become part of the clique, you know, and then everybody accepts you. That's that form of delusional journey, thinking that that's the best way in order for me to fit in. And that took a little while. And obviously, for many of you know, as a result of all those misguided perception of things within me, hence the teenage pregnancy. But I must tell you that once that happened, all those form of misguidedness definitely left me. So I want to say to you, regardless of wherever you're from, your ethnic group, that makes you unique. That makes you wonderful. Embrace it. So you have an accent, but you know what? So long you can speak and people can understand you, that's the main thing. Because I'm fed up of people saying, oh, but I have an accent, and we use it as an excuse. In one of my previous shows, I spoke about a lady who, she was invited to come and speak and to do a book reading of her book that she wrote about her life when she was, I can't remember, I think from Iran or Iraq. And unfortunately, she lost her husband as a result of the war, but she had to flee from that country with her two sons, as she wrote a book about her experience. And before she even started to read her book, she was apologizing. That was the first thing that she said. her apology. So for me now, I don't remember. I remember her story. I don't remember the name of the book. I don't remember the lady, but I definitely remember the fact that she was apologizing. And so I'm saying to myself, why do you need to apologize? Why do you apologize? Why do you need to apologize for being yourself? You are unique. Embrace that. Your identity makes you unique. Your identity makes you unique, from your ethnicity to who you are, to how you say things, to how you behave, to how you dress, regardless of whatever it may be. That's what makes you who you are. That's why we have so many young people who are growing up right now, who are confused. In another show again, I spoke about a mentee of mine who was told by her own mother, that she dare not step out of the house without applying a truckload of makeup because she wasn't pretty enough to go out without makeup. And this is a young lady who was already having insecurities because of what her mother, her parent told her. Is that the best way to train up a child? Is that the best thing to say to a child? And make that child grow up with so many insecurities. And those insecurities begins to, when they grow up in relationship, in the way they deal with people, always having a low self-esteem because they feel they're never good enough. Remember who you are. So even if you had all over your face, you had acne all over your face, that should not make you feel that you're less of a person. It just means that you have skin issues, and you go to the doctors to help you, to give you whatever medication that needs to be applied to help you to resolve these issues. Many people, as a result of those skin issues, or as a result of an accident that they probably had that has caused them to have some form of disability, they lose. What I need to embrace yourself. You are whatever your appearance may be. Embrace yourself, because you know, begin to accept you and embrace you when you begin to accept yourself and embrace yourself. Let me say that again. People will accept you and embrace you when you accept and embrace yourself. If you go around with a low self-esteem syndrome, believe you me, you're giving off raiders. You're giving off raiders out there that others can pick up. And when they pick up on that, they begin to pry on it and pull it down even further. And you begin to wonder, oh, the world is so cruel. It would be a better world if I'm not here. We hear of young people taking their lives because they're being bullied. Young people who have their whole lives ahead, they cut it short because they say somebody is bullying them. So I want to right now to that young person who is listening, or to that young person who is now an adult but still going through those low self-esteem issues. This year, 2018, has to be a year that you wake up and say to yourself, you know what, enough is enough. I'm not going to allow anybody else to have in my own life. And one of the first things that you need to do is to begin to accept yourself for who you are. Accept yourself for who you are. So take time to sit down. The year is still so new. It's only the second day. Take time to sit down and take stock of who you are. All those things that you used to run away from, all those things that you felt that if people really knew this, nobody will come, that it caused you to have low self-esteem, even though sometimes you may go outside and want to be the life and soul of the party, but you know deep down inside, your confidence level is zero. Address those things, no matter how ugly, no matter how bitter, no matter how painful they are. You need to address those things. Why? Because those are the only things. If you don't address those things, you will never be free of those inner demons that keep working and making you feel that you're not good enough. Because I am here to tell you that you are good enough. You know what? Actually, scrap that. You are wonderful. We need to begin to embrace ourselves for who we are, because our identity makes us unique. So right now, I'm shouting on the rooftop. So you am because of who I am. This is who I am. I've gone through teenage pregnancy. I've gone through so many mental abuse. I've been told I'm no good. But you know what? Guess what? I am here. And I'm standing strong. I'm not only doing that, not only my children, but inspiring other young people, women and men out there. So I'm speaking out, not arrogantly, but speaking out because I've come to embrace who I am. So nobody can make me feel less of a person. Nobody has that power except I give you that power. And because I will no longer do that, so nobody has a power to do that, to pull me down. Even down to the color of my skin. I love it. And if I were to believe in reincarnation, I said, if I were to, because I don't believe in it, but if I were to believe in reincarnation, I would want to come back exactly the same person. Exactly every single thing, because those things that I went through were lessons that I had to learn, that has made me who I am today. But you know what? When I speak like this, it's not because this happened overnight. It was a journey. I've been on a journey for the past several years, and we're still, for the fact that we have life, the journey continues. So don't be deceived when I tell you that I am strong, I'm confident. I'm telling you, what I'm saying to you is that it's on a journey. We all go through a journey. And you must be prepared to take that journey. You must be prepared to go on that journey if you want to become the best version of yourself. You can never be the best version of somebody else. I can't come on here and pretend to you and tell you what you say, this is what's going to happen to you. Yes, when you speak out, you speak out good things. Good things will begin to manifest itself in your life. But it's not just about speaking and then folding your hands. No. Don't listen to people that tell you that. It's about speaking and working at the same time. A perfect example, I want to get a job, or you want to change your career this year. You're tired of your career all along, and you say, this new year, I want to change my career, but you don't do anything. This again was me. When I used to work in the bank, in Barclays Bank, I would come in, I would moan, I would complain, I would, get up to no good. I won't just do the work. But I wasn't taking any moves. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't taking any steps to free me from this bondage that I found myself, until that opportunity was taken from me, because I was being made redundant. And at that point now, it was too late, because now you have this redundancy letter that's been given to you. So you no longer have that power to say, you know what, I'm leaving, because you have been told that you have to leave, and this is your deadline. This is the last day you're going to be here. So don't be like me and wait to that point. Act now. Stop moaning and complaining and coming to work late and not giving the best of what you're supposed to be doing at work. Act now. Whatever, if it's to start a new job, if it's to start a new business, if it's to move countries, if it's, whatever it may be, if it's to lose weight, gain weight, get married, I don't know, whatever it may be, You speak it out, you write the vision down, you do all the things you need to do, but you need to actually now begin to take steps. You need to now begin to take steps. You want a new job, look for a new job. Don't be part of those people that say, oh, times are hard, it's very difficult to get a job. When you say those things, believe you me, it becomes very difficult, because words have power. So be mindful and conscious of what you say. Even me speaking, sometimes I have things. So I'm not trying to tell you what I don't do. So I fall prey of those things, but I always check myself and say, you know what, you better cancel those statements and begin to say those words that you want. Those things that you want to happen in your life, begin to speak them out now and act in accordance. And that's what I'm saying to us today. It's no good just writing things down or not doing anything. You need to start working towards it. And you know what? Celebrate the little efforts. Celebrate your little efforts. And that's another thing. Many of us fall short because we haven't achieved everything that we've written down, or half of what we've written down, or 3 of the things that we've written down. We fall short, and because we look at other people who their lives seem so perfect, and we want to emulate them, and we begin to lose our identity because we want to mold becoming a person. And the topic of today's show is your identity makes you unique. Find yourself again. Many people have lost themselves as a result of an abusive relationship. It could be a physical abusive relationship or a mental abusive relationship. And as a result of what that ex-partner has said to them, they feel that they can never achieve anything. So they're always putting on a show outside, always wearing that makeup outside, but when they can't even bear to look at themselves in the mirror. This is 2018. How long are you going to continue that pretense for? How long are you going to continue that pretense for? It's time to be yourself. It's time to stand on the rooftop. You say, you know what? This is who I am. You either accept it or you don't accept it. Either ways, I don't really care. That's just it. We have to be a nation of go-getters, going out there to get what you want, not trampling on anybody's feet, not being arrogant, but this is who I am. Understanding and embracing your identity, because your identity makes you unique, irrespective of how you sound, irrespective of how thick your accent is. It does not matter. So long you can communicate and convey a message, that's all that matters. I want to end with this. Let's not, this year, 2018, let's stop waiting for somebody to give us a platform before we go out and do what we need to do. If no one is giving you a platform, create your own. Whatever the platform may be, whatever you're seeking to do, and you're finding that you're knocking at doors and everybody's telling you the same answer, no. Don't be disheartened, even though it's very hard not to be disheartened. I fully understand that. Create your own platform. You're knocking at doors, you're sending out your CVs, you're applying for jobs. And it's always the same answer. No, no, no. Create your own job. Or be very creative in the way you go out to search for jobs. There have been many people in the news in recent times who, out of desperation, they've taken a signboard and just gone out in the middle of the road, on the roadway, and say, you know what, this is who I am, I'm looking for jobs. And many of them, I'm sure you've seen those ones. Many of them, after after that day or 2 days, I don't know, however long, they get the result they're looking for. We have in 2018 is about creativity. It's about breaking from the norm and doing those things, putting your fear in front on it and so you know what, you're no longer going to hold me back. I'm going to go out there. Because there's nothing like failures. Don't get me wrong. Yes, we do fail. But what I'm saying is that there's nothing like failure when you learn from it and pick up yourself, dust off all the dirt on you and try again. Then it's no longer a failure. It's now a lesson learned. So always flip it. So the glass is not half full. It's not half empty. It's half full. Don't be deceived and say, okay, the house is not on fire. Actually, it's just essential heating giving up extra heat. That's not what I'm trying to say. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that change your mindset. Embrace your identity. Understand that you are unique. Understand that you are wonderfully and fearfully made. Understand that God who made you and kept you alive to this very point, above all others who unfortunately has lost their lives. In this new year alone, well, the dawn of the new year, New Year's Eve, and today we've had 4 young people who have lost their lives. So as a youth organization, and as the founder of a youth organization, you can understand our pain, especially when we're championing knife crime. We're like, this can't continue. So for us, this year is fully loaded with so many things that we've already planned prior to this time. It's just giving us more work, but we are more than able to do so. So guys, I want to say this to you. Embrace yourself. Know who you are. Your identity makes you unique. Do not let anybody in school, at work, at home, in your neighborhood, and the public transport, in your car, whomever, your family members, do not allow anybody to pull you down and make you feel you're less of a person. You are wonderfully and fearfully made. Embrace your identity because that's what makes you unique. Until next time, you have a great day. Bye for now. Bye-bye.